So how many of you guys spend all of your day sitting? Whether it's in your office, you're at your desk chair, you are in the car, maybe you drive a lot, you're on the bus, but whatever it is, you are sitting majority of your day. The problem with this is that when you go for that run after the sitting, you don't do anything to prep your body for it, and that is an issue. I know that your knees, ankles, and hips are not happy with you, and if they haven't told you yet, they will be soon. So today we are gonna give you a routine you're gonna do at the end of your workday before you go out for that workout that's gonna make sure you're running taller, stronger, faster, and feeling better with less injury over time. So let's talk about what happens when you sit all day. I am sure that some of you have the comfiest, most plush office chair they make, and you are feeling good when you sit in it. That doesn't mean you're not breaking down your running position. So when I'm sitting at this stool, or you're sitting in your office chair, or wherever you are folded here at the hip flexor. So instead of being in an extended position, you are folded. Now, this is how your body is gonna remember to do things, especially when you stand up, you will still be shortened here. The other thing that happens, the knees tend to flare out to the sides in a lot of people. We just naturally kind of sit in that hip structure and we shorten the outside. That piriformis gets super tight, even the IT band gets short. And when things are short, they can't function properly. That leads to other pain in the knee, pain in the ankle, pulling. All those little tweaks you feel when you start out that run are because you're shortened in several areas. So, sitting here all day, folded here. The other thing that happens when I start to shrink here is my shoulders go over. If I'm at the computer and I'm stressed and I'm just hovering away, going at it, all of a sudden I look down and I've been in this position for about 4+ hours, haven't even stood up. The issue here is that when you do stand up or you do go for that run at the end of the day, what do you think your body's gonna do? We're gonna be in this shortened position again. The hips do not know what extension feels like. The glutes haven't worked in hours. And at this point, your knees are gonna flare out. If you guys ever run with your feet turned out, this is where it starts, right? The sides of the hips pull you open and you're tight here, so it's hard to get those feet straight and hips straight. So we're sitting all day, we're gonna end up running like this. And that's what we're fighting in this video. So what I'm gonna do is give you guys a quick routine to do right now. You're gonna do this when you're done with your workday, right before you go for that run. We're gonna make sure you're standing up nice and tall. The glutes and hamstrings will work for you. And that folded position won't be taking over, causing your low back and your knees and ankles to do things they shouldn't be. So I'm gonna give you 3 small circuits. Ideally, you do all of these because it's gonna be the best way to feel good in that first step of your run. But if you can only do one of these circuits, do it. I just wanna give you the tools to help you feel better. First thing you're gonna do is a set of 10 air squats. Don't worry about this first step because it's not gonna be very pretty, but it is gonna start to get things moving, blood flowing, and the best, most important part is it's getting those hips pushing forward. So, little air squat here. Your feet are just about hips width apart. You're just gonna sit back like you're sitting into that chair that you know and love, and reach it back, keeping that chest up, just like this. I'm gonna press my knees out a little bit, but I'm more focused on the fact that my hips go back, and then they squeeze to the top, really engage, get these glutes woken up. Don't go too low on that first set, just kind of feel it out. We just get 10 here, just like that. You'll continue, you get to that set of 10. Next thing is a glute bridge. Glute bridge is gonna be doing the same thing the air squats were, but now we're gonna get even more work into the back of the legs. You're gonna lay it down, hands by your sides. I'm gonna press more into my heels than anything else, but keep that full foot on the ground. I'm gonna lift the hips up, hold for 1 second here, lower it down. Lift up and hold, 1 second, and down, just like that. Getting the same feel for that glute engagement. Now you get more work in the hamstrings, and of course that chest is starting to open as well, which we love as we get that upper body unrounded from that shoulder position. So you've got 10 like that. Finally, we're gonna go into some jumping jacks. 30 jumping jacks here, nice and easy. You're gonna kiss those heels to the ground. We just wanna get that heart rate to start to come up, especially if you've been sedentary all day. Just like this, typical jumping jack. I start to bring those belly button into my spine so you can get some core control there. Just like this. Making sure those heels tap the ground in between so I'm not up on the toes, shortening the calves. And breathe. Getting that heart rate up. So 10 air squats, 10 glute bridges, you come up for 30 jumping jacks, you repeat that circuit once more. Circuit number 2, so you've done that first one twice, now we go into number 2. You're gonna start with a leg swing. I stand on one leg, toes are pointed straight ahead, very small to start. I'm gonna kick my front leg, my other leg off, swing it back, front and back. I can use my arms here for some opposition. What I do not want is that foot turned out, which is going to happen if you've been sitting all day. So I recommend starting very small, just focused on keeping that foot straight, and especially through the back, we want that toe dropping right down to the ground so we can fully extend the hip. Again, engaging here, opening up the chest and hips. 10 per side, so just like that. As I start to feel confident, I'll go a little higher, get a stretch to the hamstring again. Warm this up slow. You don't want to be tearing something before we go out. I switch legs, hit the other side for 10. Just like that. Next thing we're gonna hit are some arm circles. Now this is great to open the chest, also get blood flow back to the fingers, back to the extremities, because you've probably been locked up all day. You might be feeling a little twingy, little nerve pain up there. This will undo that. So palms are forward right here. You're gonna just start with some small circles, and then you're gonna work to get them a little bit bigger. Palms are always forward, and we're gonna just work into a bigger position. Belly button is tight to the spine, so I'm gonna keep that core on tight, and I'm just gonna work here. Now when I get to the biggest circle I can make, I'm gonna start my countdown for 10. 10 big circles this way. When I've gotten through all those, I'm gonna reverse direction. Palms are forward again. I'm gonna now work small circles, getting a little bit bigger, a little bigger, and we work up to our biggest position. We scoop back with the thumbs going backward, all the way forward, 10 big circles, just like that. You're gonna shake the hands out. One last thing to go. To finish, we're gonna do some butt kicks in place. This is gonna extend those hips open again, and we're gonna get moving with the heart rate coming up a little bit. So you're gonna bring that heel to the butt, keep the knee dropping straight down. You can keep the hands back here for reference, and I'm just gonna pull heel to the butt. I want each heel to hit your butt 30 times. So that's 60 pulls total, 30 per leg. You're just gonna do this in place. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed, and hit your butt kicks. For some of you, the beginning of this is gonna be gruesome because you've been folded all day. It's gonna be really hard to drop that knee straight down, but what you'll see is the hamstring's gonna engage, your butt has to push forward. A smaller version of this will be happening when you run, so better to exaggerate it now so you can find that position later. So you're gonna do 10 leg swings per side. You're gonna hit those arm circles, gradual in size. When you get to the biggest version, 10 in each direction. You're gonna finish with 30 per leg, butt kicks in place, 60 total. You're gonna repeat that for a second round for that second circuit. Third and final circuit begins with a pigeon stretch. I'm gonna use my chair right here. I'm gonna use the arm of it because it's nice and low. The higher your surface, the tougher this is gonna be. So gauge this accordingly. If this is even too much, I'm gonna give you guys a second option to get the piriformis, the back of the hip, the outside of the hip stretched out. So if you are following along on the chair, you're gonna use the arm of it or the arm of your couch to bring the shin parallel to it. So I bring this guy up. I'm just gonna sit back with my hips like I'm sitting in that chair, which we, again, know and love. And we're gonna use our hands as leverage. So I'm gonna flex my toes back so that I can protect the knee. You'll feel a little pull on the knee if you don't do this, so I like to bring it back so I can protect it, keep it locked and loaded right on the front. And then I'm gonna use just that back side to find some wiggle room. I'll go forward and back, I'll go side to side. Again, if you have been sitting all day, this is gonna be really painful at first, but on every exhale, you're gonna try to get a little lower with a little more stretch. Try to relax through this. 1 minute per side. So big inhales. On the exhale, try to sink a little lower. Start to use that back leg and really sit into this. You should be feeling this all along the back side here, almost from the low back out to that IT band. 1 minute per side. Now, if this is too much, what I'm gonna have you guys do is use a step or something that's slightly elevated off the ground. You are gonna kick your foot up to that area and you're gonna just twist. So this is a coffee table that's pretty low to the ground, but again, you can use a stair or a staircase or anything. Kick that foot up, keep it straight. Use something to balance, hopefully a railing, and then I'll just twist into it. This will give me the same type of stretch, but not in the way that the other one really folded you down to really pull that guy around the knee. You wanna just take this one nice and easy. I can even do some rotations, get that feeling good. When I feel like I can graduate up to the pigeon stretch, I will. Like I said, if you raise the surface, it's gonna be harder on the hip. Whichever you choose, 1 minute per side. We finish with some burpees and a plank hold. Now, it's all good to get those hips open and loose in that stretch, in that slow position, but if they can't extend quickly in the way that we'll need them to with every pull of our run, we're not gonna be primed and ready. So I want you guys to hit 10 burpees at the end of this thing. This is super simple. It's one time through with the 10. Let me walk you through it right now. I'm gonna sit those hips back, hands hit the ground. I can step or I can jump. Feet back to that plank, knees go down, and I lay my chest to the ground. Elbows are tight to the sides. They're not flared out like this because when we run, arm swing is this way. We wanna keep those shoulders open, rotated, protected through that arm swing. Here we go, we're gonna bring that chest up, step or jump, back in so the feet are straight ahead. We're right under our hips here. We extend to the top, little jump, and clap at the top. One more time, we go back with the hips, touch, step or jump, all the way down, snake up with the chest, and up. Let's do 2 in a row right here so you know. Down and jump, and up, and again, and up. You've got just 10 burpees one time in this circuit. We're finishing right now with a plank hold. Hands are right under the shoulders. Big deep breath, we just relax these guys here, and we're gonna step our feet back. Together we squeeze, glutes are tight, belly button pulled in here. Chin is neutral, we're right in line. Elbow pits are screwed forward. Again, we are working on strong shoulder position, everything relaxed. We can get the most efficient, powerful arm swing we want. You're gonna hold that plank, just a 30-second hold to finish this out, just like that. And that is the end of that third circuit. Whew, that was a lot of information and certainly a lot of movements to remember. I will make sure everything's down in the description. And of course, the best way to do this will be in the mobile app. We're gonna have a version in there where you can follow along with me directly. But in the meantime, these 3 circuits were designed to be done in order, twice through the first circuit, twice through the second circuit, and once through the third. Done in order, this will be the best possible warm-up you can give yourself before that evening run or workout. If you don't have time for that full movement sequence, I suggest picking one of the circuits. I broke this down so that each one of them does stand alone and will give you some benefit, but like I said, doing it all is the idea. If you guys have questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. I will answer them there. And if you're looking for more ways to improve your posture through core strength, increased core strength, which really will straighten you up just as much as this type of warm-up will, click over here. Kirk did a great video on core exercises for runners. Check it out. I will see you guys in the next video.